Nearly 2 decades after the worst attack on U.S. soil, a judge has ruled that Saudi Arabian officials can stand for questioning. This comes just hours before a memorial was to begin at the Sherwood Island Park, where on a clear day you can see Lower Manhattan. This day gaining significance to a man who lost his father on 9/11.
We had our first daughter we welcomed 3 months ago, and she's going to have to meet her grandfather by going into a museum.
Time has passed, but the wounds haven't fully healed for Brett Eagleson. His father died during the September 11th attacks. He and other victim families still searching for answers 19 years later.
Who was facilitating those hijackers? And all roads point to Saudi Arabia.
Eagleson and other families of 9/11 victims received word of a big win in their pursuit of justice. A New York federal judge ruling that 24 Saudi Arabian officials can be deposed in connection to the 9/11 attacks. That includes Prince Bandar bin Sultan Al Saud. He served as a Saudi ambassador to the U.S. from 1983 to 2005. The plaintiffs believe that the Saudis aided the hijackers in the attacks.
I think that setting that story right is going to heal a lot of people.
The families say litigation has been held up by the federal government, who has classified much of the information about the attacks. In 2018, they subpoenaed the FBI to release some of that information.
That has confirmed and corroborated a lot of the evidence that we have that certain Saudi officials assisted the hijackers when they arrived in the United States.
Andrew Maloney is providing counsel for victim families, but he too has close ties to that day. As a Greenwich volunteer firefighter, he responded after the attacks to help clear the rubble.
You can't capture on TV or in photos what it was really like.
The base camp for the Connecticut response to aid New York after the attacks was set up in Sherwood Island Park in Westport. It is where the state holds their annual remembrance ceremony. The names of the 161 Connecticut lives lost are read aloud.
Jeffrey D. Bittner. My dad, New York City firefighter Christopher J. Blackwell, Rescue 3.
2 names have been added to the list of victims since the attacks. They are first responders, like Peyton D. Camilla's uncle, who passed from health complications contracted at Ground Zero.
I think that's really amazing and keep his memory alive, and I really enjoy that.
Connecticut State Trooper First Class Walter Green Jr. and his K-9 responded in search of people trapped under the rubble. He served the state of Connecticut for 28 years.
Most people knew that this was a risk, and they were willing to take it.
As for the case, litigators can begin deposing Saudi officials. The question still remains as to when that testimony may come and where. In Westport, Dave Puglisi, Fox 61 News.